Boy, two times it's kicked out, and not much I can do about that. It's been what it's been, and hopefully it holds now. Fortunately, we haven't missed any part of the game, and I'm sitting here staring at a bunch of screens and hoping that it all works and you guys can hear me fine and you're back as you log in. What a mess that was. And I've set this up a different way than I've normally never done it. So for the interim, I'm going to have to hide the chat link because I can't see it, and hide that because it's not going to pop up. And I'm going to have to figure that out as we go through that. But more importantly, we've got a damn game to get involved into. And so let's worry about that and figure it out and get the scoreboard going and just focus on the prize. And the prize is, holy cow, we've got a football game to go. So I don't know. Hopefully the internet holds out. The heat. I'm going to blame the heat. It's Canada can't cope. And that's where we're at with this is, we're going to dive into it and figure all of this out live and on the go. So there we go. A chance to advance to the Copa America final, and away we go. FS1 down in the US, TSN in Canada, and we are 6 seconds in. If you've never been here before, no spoilers, please follow along. And we've got to deal with this drone style view, which makes it hard for me to be able to pick up exactly who I'm staring at on the pitch for the Argentinians. But we'll figure it out as we go through everything. Going to be a possession battle early, it looks like, as they want to slow it down. And that's going to be the key through this, is Argentina's going to want to be slow and methodical, build up and attack and precise when they do so. And Canada are going to want to counter and be quick and use their pace. And the magic of Jacob Schaffelberg on the wing. If you're here and you found me, all the more power to you. I should probably check to make sure that I'm actually visible. It could be an absolute total mess with no thumbnail, but I'm live and it's running, and that's what I think is important. So let's see if you were able to find me. View the channel, and it says we're live, but nobody's here. Hey all, I am back, and I apologize for the mix-up. The stream has broken twice. Yeah, RKO, it's all your fault for asking me the question. And I can't change the thumbnail, I don't believe, but I'll worry about that as we go through it. The primary focus for me is going to be, I want to watch this. As we have seen a minute and a half of exciting kicking between the center backs and the goalkeepers, and no press from Jesse Marsh. The Argentinian flag and Martinez's side spray painted into the side of his head. Impressive. Lots of own third possession to start things off, and maybe that would be the time to see if I can end up doing some stuff and clearing up what's happening here. Finally, a give up. Karen over to Kone. Kone able to dance around? No, and that's the thing. The Argentinian defense going to be there all the way through, but that's what we need from the Canadians, is fearlessness and a go-through battle. And I'm going to see if I can edit this live and on the fly. At least on the Red Horde. If it's not on the Global Watch Along, so be it. Lionel Messi's coming in on the right-hand side. 18-yard box. Crosses Darnell Cornelius as he's there, and we need lots of that. It's going to be Bombito and Cornelius getting worked over. Lots of pressure. I mean, how many shots did they have? At 6 on target, I think it was in the last one. As Kone moves it forward, and we look to build up through Johnston on the right-hand side. The Celtic man, number 2. He's had one bad game, but other than that, he's been pretty solid, and that's a nice little touch to Lorea, the veteran. 18-yard box. Offside. Flag go up. Corner given. So no flag. I thought that I heard a whistle in the background, but I guess not. I will take it. I'm looking to try and add the chat to things as we go through, and we get a little bit of a lull and stuff, so don't mind me as I kind of bounce around here and figure out exactly where things are at. And here's the corner. Bombito Cornelius Schaffelberg taking it. That's interesting. In swinger from the left foot. You know what? Not a bad delivery. And Marsh said earlier on he wanted to change up who was going to be doing the set pieces. Usually Davies or Eustachio wasn't really working for us, and so they decided to go with that as the build-up. And I will take it, as everything seems to be holding, so hopefully it's able to do that. And it won't let me change anything. Oh, save it while it's live. You goobers. Upload thumbnail. Can I even do that? Cannot save until errors have been resolved. There we go. So that's going to happen, and then I'll try and get the chat up and invigorate you guys and invest you into this as Canada. And this is what it's been. A crazy, chaotic mess. Canada going forward, and everybody else, Schaffelberg, taking them on. Gotta love it. Go after it, kid. Schaffelberg, left footer, ends up missing way over top. But that's Schaffelberg, no fear. The Nova Scotia kid. I don't want to call him they were calling him the Maritime Messi. And then somebody said, well, maybe it should be that Messi's the Argentinian Schaffelberg. But early on in this process, if you remember the early streams and you were here, I compared Schaffelberg to Paul Mullen of Wrexham. If you're not watching from connected to Wrexham, I'm a Wrexham AFC fan. I do live streams, watch-alongs. That's where you'll find me. And I said Schaffelberg is like Mullen, but without the offense. And he's had a glorious assist to the David goal and a goal on himself on his own as the Argentinians' 18-yard box. And this is what I expected. Punch, counter, punch, punch. That's a flop. Flop by Di Maria. Bombito constant. And that's probably going to end up having some charges. Laren seems to have some legs, but well defended. Is Kone going to get up there? Or Larea, sorry. Not enough commitment, it seems. Okay, let's go back and see if I can correct the chat now that may have been corrected. I'm getting awkward whistles. And it's either a delay in the headset or something's going on. But they're coming early to me, but I'm not getting anything else. It's fine. The internet has blown up and that's fine. Di Maria, Bombito, oh, that's just too soft. Too soft on that, looking for the penalty kick. I mean, that's not even a shoulder charge. Still would have been fine. He just ended up feeling his forearm and went down super light. Alistair Johnson looking for Schaffelberg. Too far, Martinez. Easy collect, unfortunately. Let's go. Let's go. Well, I'm up on the live on the main page. Everything's over. Deflection, weird. Good save by Johnson to be able to go up and get his head on that. Collected back. David through, gets it back. Up to Kone, too far. Eustachio, long to Schaffelberg. Can he beat him? He's got an opportunity on the left-hand side. Lauren looking up, getting up there. Schaffelberg in the box, left-footed. Just wide. Get after it, lads. No fear. Ice in the veins. Like, I'll be honest, if that was me, I'm folding. Like, the pressure, I mean, I get it. They're pros. But you can't, you have to go after them. You have to play your game, and this is what we do. Just create a mess out of it, right? Legs flailing everywhere, lots of hustle, lots of grit, take a bunch of shots and see what's going to work and what's going to stick, right? While you're here, if you haven't had the opportunity, I know you've asked of this before, but hit the like button and send it around. And I'm bringing this. I found out I had you had TSN. Perfect. So now Canada Ball is watching this. Beautiful. Pop out the chat. Pull that here. I'm going to go through and fix things as we correct everything. Slowly but surely, everything gets corrected. If only he could hit the net. Yes. Let's make that the first pop-up if it'll pop up. There we go. And we are back just like nothing happened. There it is. Okay, let's focus on the bloody game. 8 minutes, 28 seconds in, and now a little bit of steady Argentina settle it down time. I would suspect if there's one massive flaw, one massive difference of all of the huge differences between Argentina and Canada when it comes to soccer, man, Argentina is deep. Like, they can go to their pitch and pull everybody out. it's going to take a miracle, but we are not deep. Our bench, we've got maybe 2 or 3 guys who can effectively come off of the bench. And so I wonder if Argentina is going to potentially and intentionally play this one slow through the first half and look to see if we have to get to our depth. I think he's gone at the start of the tournament. I would have thought Schaffelberg would have been somebody who we should go out and get for Wrexham, but he's worth too much money now. He's just instantly in one tournament made Nashville a whole bunch of money and punished TFC, who gave up on him early. Don't disconnect. Every time I get a little blip here, I get a little nervous. McAllister over and across. Left side, Argentina looking. They've got 2 in the box. A man on the flat, playing advantage, looks like. Into the front, but passed over, and nice little touch, but Larea up. Got it to David, but into his chest, couldn't do much for it. So, no, Schaffelberg. But he's been magic. I do say this. Parkinson, we have 2 elite significant contribution spots that you're able to have. Wrexham needs to find 2 players and put them in that spot on small contracts. He's Nashville's finest. And I don't care who they are. And I know that there's a desire not to pursue foreign players, and Parky prefers his EFL tested people. But you have an opportunity to bring them in 2 at a time. So use them, because other teams will. And I think it's an important aspect to try and grab people, bring them in, promise them some time. Even if there are questions. Like I've been talking about Akinola, who went into an Austrian team. Here we go, into the box. David coming forward, left for Galarin, but can't get through the wall of Argentinian defenders, and it's spun over. And Davies thinks about going to get it, but as the left back who cheats forward, he's got to go back. That mullet is golden. Messi! Whew. Did Crepeau have to get a touch on it? And I had to look up Crepeau's nicknames. Crepeau means curly hair, en français. And so I don't know if I can call him the curly-haired keeper, or if that has any magic in it. Poulet, chicken, being his other nickname. So maybe we could just go with Poulet. And I wonder if that was a nickname after he broke his leg. If you don't know, you want to talk about commitment to the cause. What was it, 12 days? 3 days? It was within weeks before the World Cup. Crepeau going to go in a backup for the last World Cup. But he's in a championship semifinal against with LAFC. And he breaks his leg stopping a player who came clear on the break and went out for a tackle. Couldn't play with his hands because it was outside the box. Swept the guy's legs. They made contact. Broke his bone. Missed out on the World Cup. Missed out on the final of the MLS. All because he... but he saved a goal, probably. And so that's the level of commitment that he's had. And now this team is his. And he's been performing. If there's one player you want to talk about controversy... and it's not up there for me to bring this out, as everything shut down in the meantime, so let me bring this up. He is in Portland. He went from LAFC. Vancouver Whitecaps wanted to win some silverware and actively said Vancouver wasn't in a win-now mode. They never really are. We're a mid-table team all the time and happy to be there. And he went down to LAFC, and then he left LAFC and went to Portland. DePaul, number 7. He's an interesting character to watch for Argentina. I would suggest that out of all of the players on their lineup, he plays that South American rough and tumble style. Some Sartini. "13 minutes in, every second that goes gets us closer to a coin flip, but let's be honest, as much as I think Crepeau is solid, you've got, arguably, in Martinez, the best keeper for penalties in the world. Who knows? I just want a game where I think the longer it goes 0-0, the more the pressure mounts for Argentina. We've got no pressure. Nobody expects us to win, except for the 26 players that are part of the roster. Coney, just so calm. 21 years of age. A little bit lackadaisical almost on that pass. Yeah, I would have liked to lead a little bit, but you know, it's those little stuff. It's those little things. You're a Villa boy, so he's your guy. I just gotta check something. Oh, sliding forward. Well done. That's the it's a foul, clip of the heels, but they're not going to say no. Marsh is going to leave it alone. I missed that one because I was looking. Sartini's in. Is he in Portland now, or is he still with Vancouver? See, that's how little I follow the MLS. Outside the 18-yard box, looking for a cross. Messi with it every time he gets it. Man, he just that little flick, and everything that comes off of his foot is just always dangerous, isn't it? Like he's 35 yards out and he gets a little flick off of his left boot, and you're going, holy crap! As it's heading for a target, and Max has to go out and get it. That's how impressive he is. Eustachio holding it down in the 4-3-2 as we draw it all the way back to Crepeau, and a little bit of Canada with the possession side of things. Oh, vinyl. I wouldn't do it. You know what's more fun is if you're going to watch soccer over here, watch the USL or the CPL. The Division 2 stuff, I prefer that. The MLS is only good for young development and old retirement. All the middle-aged players end up disappearing, and I may, vinyl horror, you may be ahead of me, so just watch the spoilers because I'm at 15:41. Kone in behind Lauren. Can he go and save it over to Schaffelberg? Get your foot on it. No, he can't. And if you are ahead of me, if I missed a shot from Yamin, maybe you're just way ahead of me. As I'm at 15:58 here, 16:03. You lined us up. Perfect. It's just nice to do this stuff. I'm really looking forward to the next season, although I'm so far behind on stuff because real life things taken over. Work's chaotic, got the house back, cars in the shop with after a hit and run. It's just madness everywhere. And Davies coming forward. Nice little ball through. Jonathan David, the poacher, can he free it up? Over to Davies on the other side, too far. Davies turns, fakes the guy out. Why would that defender run over so far on that side? Because you want him to go to that corner, and he gave him the middle, and so Davies took it but couldn't get the pass through. Johnson trying to get the defend it up, and well done. Man, Argentina, just slick. And Crepeau got caught cheating out in the Venezuela game, and they try it from there. Yamin for Spain. Oh, the 16-year-old, that's it, with the left-footed laser off the pole and in. Yikes. The kid's got cojones first off, because how far out was he on that? 38 yards? 35 yards? Something rather impressive. Yeah, I'm all caught up now. Nice little touch by Johnston to get it to Eustachio. And so far, Canada looks like those little... We were racing against Venezuela. If you watched the game, I'm not sure if you thought the same thing, but there was a rush and a pressure and a rush and a pressure and a rush and a pressure and lots of mistakes. So far, less rush, less pressure, not as many opportunities, but not as many mistakes as Larea offside. I hear a flag. I hear a whistle. That whistle, I swear... I hear a whistle before the whistle blows because nobody stops play for about 3 seconds. It's almost as though I'm on my own delay. But this is quality. This is quality 20 minutes in. I got to bring the stats up from the FOTBob. And we got a semifinal regardless. Uruguay or Colombia, like, it's just madness. And this is all stuff for the FIFA rankings that will help boost us up. Just setting it up, slow stuff going through the background. You'll have to tell me what you guys think. Is Spain going to beatable? I mean, does England and or the Netherlands have the ponies to run with them? Because I don't think that they do. And that game tomorrow, I don't know if you guys have favorites, but I think it could go either way, and that one's a legitimate coin flip. Probably put a little bit more money on Uruguay, although I've expected them to be better than they were. It is, isn't it? Like, I enjoy doing these just because it's nice to have everybody around. I'm looking forward to the Wrexham season, I'm not going to lie, and the new setup that will be coming. But I feel like it's just going to be a mass scramble all year long. There's just no time to get anything done and so many things I want to do. Nice passing display by the Argentinians as Alistair steps in front of that. Can we preserve it? No, we can't. Possession given back. Come on, boys. 25 yards out, chipped over top, gonna go too far, and I hear a whistle again. It's as though the audio for the game is behind where the broadcasters are, so I can hear a whistle coming before the crowd reacts or the broadcasters react. I'm curious if that's with everybody. I could see that. And do we get New England with their new psychology on their PKs, or do we get Old England that just seems to fall apart in the PKs? A little slow for Johnson, but he's able to get it through off of a deflection, and away we go. Larea with it, holding it up. Yeah. Well done by Argentina. Just one guy to make him force the ball forward and another one to cut him off and take the ball. Easy as that one. How's the momentum meter showing on FOTMob? 65% possession for them, but as far as the momentum meter, have a look at that thing. That's way more red than there is blue. It's nuts. We've got more expected goals, and I can adjust the shots already to 3 for the good guys, 2 for the bad guys. I like that one. England isn't missing pens anymore. They're going to play too defensively for too long. That would make my wife happy. I told her it went to pens. She didn't know. She left because she was like, I can't watch this, and came back, and she was like, so how many did we actually score? And I was like, all of them. Larea taking over. Marsh right up to the line outside of the box, begging, head in his hands, begging for a call. I'm happy that, I mean, Copa America, that's a non-call. Domestic league, that's a call. But you're going to let them play. And the crowd roaring. Goal. Alvarez, just too much gap in the middle. I mean, what are you going to do there? I mean, the pass comes through and you expect somebody's going to end up taking it. I was way too slow on the I could hear the crowd in the background. See, the audio's messed up. I can hear the roar of the crowd before I can see what's happening. I'm getting spoilers in my own headset here. The longer they went without a goal, the better it would have been. And so is this Bombito? I mean, Bombito too far to the left. They split the gap on what was on a 4-man, too much room in the middle of the pitch, and Bombito with all of his speed not able to get back there. He never peeked and saw his guy, and Alistair Johnson gave too much room. Alvarez. Julian Alvarez. So for him, 35th cap, that's his 8th goal for the Man City man. Still asserting himself. And if I recall correctly, that's actually interesting, him wearing the 9 and being in that spot. If I recall from the previous ones, he was constantly over on the right-hand side, playing almost on the wing and serving over more crosses than attacking through the middle. But in any event, the young guy Bombito didn't check over the shoulder. Too much of a gap. Don't know why Johnson, to be fair, was all the way as far over to the right as he was. No threat over there. That was a freebie. They just slept on it, and Argentina found a gap and was clinical. Johnson should have been over more. He had no player over on his side, and so there's the only threat to score was Alvarez. Poop. And I wonder what we do in response. Do we bring back the high press and start to bring up the Venezuela-style play where we go crazy legs, or do we have lots of time and do we settle back? Because we still have had our chances as Johnson stops it, looks to bring it back, brought forward and can't get it to Larea. And there's a whistle. Now we'll find out why. And we're going to get McAllister on a foul, and we're going to get a free kick there as he pulls down Johnston. See, I can hear the whistle blowing to tell me something's coming all the way through. I should pretend like I'm going to make an amazing call. Build it up based on what the crowd roar is. Oh, Em, I forgot all about that for you. That is going to be a bonkers one. What do you do? 11 penalties each. Davies or Eustachio. I would rather have Eustachio take in all of these unless they're a direct shot at goal with an opportunity for it to go in. That not being there, faked it. And we got a player on the backs. Cornelius is having a chat here. They are screaming. They are having a conversation if anybody's watching that one. Flicked up, over, too far. Caught by Martinez, and the whistle's going to go. David is on Martinez, and the whistle's going to blow. Free kick coming. We beat England because the clarification was necessary. The joy is you get to win either way. Yeah, there's nobody over on that side. So Johnson should have come over the other side. Bombito probably should have come the other way. Yeah. It's easy when you're playing FIFA from this high up. FIFA. Pizza from this high up. I want to be able to see what happened with Cornelius and the other player there. And I couldn't see who it was for Argentina because the numbers on their back and the height that we're at. Whoever plays as their right back, we're having words all the way through. Thanks, Vinyl. I wish I could do the Argentinian stuff, but without bringing up FOTMob, I'm not going to be able to really do much as far as figuring out. And I guess it's Montiel, I believe, is who Cornelius was having words with. Nobody else picked it up on the broadcast that I was listening to, didn't zoom in, but they had a good 30-second tete-a-tete, standing toe-to-toe and having a conversation after that kick by Davies. And I think the difference, Vinyl, is if I do have a play-by-play thing, is I can say the things that broadcasters don't. I can tell you who I think sucks and who I think isn't playing well and who's awesome and deserves all sorts of accolades. And I'm not afraid to say it because I don't have to worry about a boss coming down and telling me I'm fired. Just you guys leaving me, and that would make me cry. Martinez sets it up, left-hand side. Nice little dance. Martinez flips it up, chased down. Bombito goes, cuts it off, and away he goes. Eustachio. Steady as he goes. Kone playing a little catch. The slow build for the Canadians. Darnell flicks it up. Kone grabs it, turns it around. I'd like to see Kone and Eustachio do a little turn and go on one of these times, because I think they're starting to lull the defenders. You can see the gap in the midfield even when the ball comes through, and they're not engaging because we're kicking back so much. Long ball instead. Chested forward. Easy take by Martinez. I don't like that Wrexham hoofball thing. Parkey all of a sudden taking over for Jesse Marsh. All that build-up and all squandered because we just got impatient and decided to hoof one down the length of the pitch. Not really an effective switch from there. As I was saying, I still think there's gaps in the midfield. But as it sits, and so the poll question would be, if I was to pose one, is at what point do we start to bring the press here? Is it going to be this half for like the last 5 minutes on a go forward and we race after it? Because at some point we've got to bring up the line a little forward to put the press on. Because it's just, if I'm them, I'd do this for another 60 minutes plus. I don't get soccer broadcasting in North America. The English version I can adjust to and accept because there's a different style, but I prefer the basketball, the Canada. Tell me what's going on. Add a little sidebar. I want to know what's going on the pitch. Add a little sidebar. So even though you guys all have this broadcast, I'm sure, I'm doing my thing. As Davies has it, left-hand side, getting up, 18-yard box. Nah, intercepted. And Eustachio is able to rescue it and pull some possession. Gets it over to Johnston. 2 feet behind, so not advancing it forward. Goes back to Eustachio in the midfield. Kone. Come on, young man. 21 years of age. Schaffelberg, stir the drink. Passes too slow, thrown out, and we're going to get a throw-in. Still pushing. And that's the key to me, is even down 1, there's still some confidence on the ball and still an attempt to go with the game plan that hasn't changed as of yet that I've seen. Build up when they got men back, and if we've got on break, we go jitterbug style. Chase is on. Ooh, slow ball back. Crepeau has to come out. And he just slides it over to Cornelius. Kone, Eustachio. Larea. Improving the possession numbers, but we haven't got past the midfield stripe. See, I like this. The build-up with those midfielders, I think they can be pushed back. Laren through the middle from Johnston. Laren getting it back out. Larea, heavy touch. Able to save it with the tackle, and I think he's onside, but the ball curls over on his foot. The delivery too far to the left. Not far enough to get out to Davies. Too far away from Schaffelberg, and it ends up being nothing. Nothing. But I'll take that. Do the build-up. Whistle blows, free kick. Yellow card coming out. Jonathan David with the yellow card. It's unfortunate because of the style of game that David plays. He's a poacher. And so he likes to... Did he get him? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The other angle, I didn't think he got him. That one, he clearly got him. In the boots. That's a yellow. That's a dangerous play. If there is an action that you take that could impact whether you're going to that player's going to have children or not, it deserves at least a card. It deserves at least a card. But I was saying with David, he's a poacher, and he's effective when he's able to start nicking the ball off of defenders and make some aggressive tackles. That's an ouch. That's an ouch. Can always adopt. Quick, cryogenics. Save everything. Yeah, 5-hole. Crepeau right through the middle. Merde. Why do we have to see this on replay? I don't want to watch this on replay over and over and over again. Let's get back to the play here and give us a shot. So he's up. Let him stay on the pitch, too. Don't have to send him off. That was a legit injury. A free kick after the yellow card. We do have Canadians in the building. That's impressive because we sure as hell didn't against the Venezuela. Oh, missed touch and it cleared up over. Too far. Di Maria, too much leg in that one, and we'll take it as holy crap. What was that? That was a Bombito that was over further on the left side than Cornelius, I think, with the missed touch there. Oh no, it was Alfonso. Yikes. Nothing given on that tackle, which I find surprising. I actually thought there was enough in there for a foul, not a card. Doesn't need the actions of the Argentinian forward rolling on the pitch as he gets up and is miraculously cured. And Argentina with some control here. Still just the Alvarez goal at the 23rd minute. Everybody can breathe. Everybody can breathe. Alvarez looks like he will have children. DePaul gets it to Messi. Messi wide open, left-hand side, left boot deflection, and it goes wide for a corner. Whew, Larea with the desperation. Desperation on the get back and the right foot. I think it was the right foot he got in on it. Nice little touch in there. Johnston took the danger man, and Larea had to go out and close the gap, and did. Whew. Left-footed outswinger. Here's the corner headed up. Crepeau doesn't need to jump. It goes well over. Let's go now. Come on. I believe in magic. Let's talk about this. As far as international sports team competition, as far as upsets go, where would you rank this? I mean, for Canadians, this is probably the biggest team match that Canada's ever had. Take the 1972 Soviet Summit Series aside, well known in Canada, the 2010 World Cup, the 86 Canada Cup, all those things, and put them aside. Internationally, this is the game that Canada will be remembered most by for a team sport, and that's not to take away from the women's team that won gold in the Olympics and go in as defending champs. But if Canada was to pull this, what does this rank with? The U.S. hockey team, Lake Placid, Miracle on Ice type stuff? Because we're trying to do one better than what Wales did in 2016 at the Euros, make it into the semifinal before they were beat by the eventual champions. But when in a semifinal in a tournament this big or otherwise has a team this new to this stage ended up with the upset? Schaffelberg with it, keeping possession, left-footed off the sort of the back. That was an interesting place to strike it, and it looked like he didn't have enough pace on it. Kone's able to rescue it, gets it over David on the right-hand side. David, Larea. Backs it out to Alistair now, 40 yards out. Spinning around, looking for Kone. Kone. Looking, searching. Larea over on the right-hand side. Come on now. Push this thing forward. We're going the wrong way as we lean it all the way back to Bombito on our side of the half. And the whistles are blowing tempestuously. Those Argentinians not happy with the Canadian possession here. We haven't had anything that's bumped up our expected goals since the first 20 minutes. So it's been a 20-minute lull here. Bad pass by Eustachio, gives it away, and this is where Argentina just collects it, and their proficiency takes over. Still chasing it down. Come on, lads. Deflected up in the air. Can we get possession? 2 men on the ball. Knocked down. Lauren, David. He's not able to scoop it behind him. Cornelius, he heads it forward, then gets headed back, and he's out of position, but Bombito's there to save him. And here we go, a little bit of a scramble, but we get loose ball. I like this. Alfonso Davies, look for your teammates, man. Look for your teammates. Schaffelberg, scoop, up, far post, nobody there, and way too far. Somebody ate his Wheaties, his spinach, and Popeye. Too much power. Schaffelberg thumped that way too far. I mean, it actually didn't even go for a throw. It curled over and went for a goal kick. Emiliano Martinez. Even with all that possession in the last 4 minutes, still 59-41%, 58-42%, something like that. Oh, come on. I just want to have a nap when they've got the ball. I don't care. I don't want to watch the screen. I don't want to know what's happening. I don't care. Just get it back. And they do a good job of just being patient until they can build it up through the deck, right? No racing, maintain possession, and they're confident in their abilities. And here they come. Messi draw down. No call on Messi. I actually thought he roadrunnered that and got his wheels moving, and then there was physical contact, and he went. Hit the ref. We had possession. We want a free ball. I'm curious as to what he's calling here. Jump ball. Oh no. Yeah. There was a bit of contact on that on the right hand side. I thought that he was losing his balance before he went. Maybe I'd like to see that again at full speed. There seemed to be just Eustaquio even talking to the referee there. Seemed giveaway. Bombito not having himself the solid game that he's had. That soft play there, giveaway there. A little slow getting back on another one. He's going to be something else though, that Bombito kid. I can't see him hanging around in Colorado for very much longer. And that's the joy for the Canadians is two things. We're top 50 in FIFA, so England is an option for most of these guys that you've seen on the pitch. But certainly somewhere in Europe, these guys are going to end up landing is another bad ball over top. It's just our midfield can't compete. I was asking at the top of this Earl Grey, it's exactly my thought, is whether Oluwase deserved to have an extra run. And I thought, the young guy, I don't know whether he's ready for this level of stage. I mean, 24 years of age. No. Yeah, 24 years of age. And he's had 5. This would be his 5th cap. Ugh, I just don't know. Because other than Oluwase, who are you bringing up front? Chasing because of quality, chasing on the scoreboard, chasing the game because we're thumping the ball over top and sending our forwards forward. We're chasing in any way that you mean it, Murray. You're exactly right on like 3 different fronts. But part of me actually likes this because with our team as deep as it is, maybe we do less substitutes. Because when you're looking at who's coming in off of the bench, especially with Tejan Buchanan being out with his broken leg, you're missing him. So the Interman Serie A. Is that it? I got that right, didn't I? But who else are we bringing in? I don't like anybody on the back line, to be completely frank. Alistair Ahmed had came in, played some midfield stuff. I don't know if he stirs the drink. Osario can come in the midfield if we need to, as a reprieve for Kone. Oluwase up front. But who else are you really bringing in? I'm not convinced. Schaffelberg. Oh, and just spun off of him. Well done by the Argentinian defender just to go and roll over in front of Schaffelberg and strip that ball right from his feet. Jesus. Yeah, and it's unfortunate with the Kyle because he's got it, and the thing is he even has a little bit of the yips, the Billy Waters types yips, because he's had a couple of chances and it wasn't even close to getting it on target, right? So as far as the forwards that you're going to move up, Russell Rowe, Theo Bair, we haven't even seen him in this tournament. Russell Rowe had 6 minutes, and so who are we bringing in here? It's got to be Oluwase. So we've got 3 subs. So not having to run all over the place is maybe a good thing for us lasting, assuming that they don't score. Messi misses. Still without a goal in the tournament, and that one missing the net. Had options. As the shot towel. Oh, wrong way with the shots. Oh. I'm gonna have to watch the replay. I just assumed it missed. You say what a save. Broadcaster didn't say it. I was assuming that went wide. Intimidation. His best option. Always. Always a prudent thing to do. I mean, I don't play a lot of football myself, but I would suggest one of the goals, one of the things you do to have success is what Kim just identified. It's exactly right. Martinez moving it forward. Hey, France scored first. It's just going to take us a while to get back. Look wide like Crepea's legs. I do. I only 2 minutes of added time and ooh. Interesting. I thought that was an equal 50-50 battle that he ended up winning. Just a little bit more of a fight on the rollover by Alistair Johnston, but that looked a lot like the Schaffelberg play. Yeah, I think it's got to be Oluwase. I mean, I think him coming in early is fine. Osario, I still would prefer Kone for as long as we can have a nice pass into the 18-yard box. Di Maria is twisting just inside the box, gets it back, not touched. Gave to Messi little touch flip and just over the top of the net. Whew. Messi has it, knows he's got to turn, so he just flicks it to the guy who's got an angle on the boot and skied it. And we'll take it. If field goals counted, it'd be 4-1. 4-0, sorry. Should be 4-0. And there's still players for Argentina that I haven't seen McAllister that much, to be completely frank. And that's going to be a throw-in for us over on the right-hand side, 50 seconds away from the half. Get one towards to talk about. Whether it be a goal or something close, let's have a play and quit. Don't take so much time. He's going to throw this in the box. Alistair's got the capacity from there as he ekes out a couple of added inches. And there goes the whistle. Play it in there, mister. It's not as far as the Tozer bombs, but it's in there. Oh, it's still there. Ooh, flicked forward. That's going to be a corner. But whoo, that sneaky little heel is when you saw that flick over, no space, but he got it on target. Look at that. That's what he does. Jonathan David, the little poacher, just weasels his way through. So small and tiny, you don't even notice that he's there. Missed him entirely. Martinez, not to be fooled. But that's what... Just give something. Those little chances, those little cheeky plays. And you never know when one of those is going in. And here's Schaffelberg again with the cross. Left-footed, in-swinger. Has to be the last play. Whistle blows. We're going to clean... Stop pushing in the box, boys. I don't like this. You're big boys. Number 7, of course. And we're going to go short corner over to Kone, and he's going to walk it forward, get it to Schaffelberg, left-footed, and it's deflected away. Wasted corner opportunity as we tried to Notts County the hell out of it, and it didn't work. I'll take it. 1-0 down is not the worst-case scenario at the half. I will take that. We will carry on. We're still in it, and you know what? I don't mind it because we're still going to have legs. I mean... Playing football is not easy. It's not like they were on a holiday. And ooh, Jesse Marsh he is livid. He's heading off but he's making that's a focused watch. I need John Boy. If you don't know John Boy following TikTok, he reads lips for a living and he does all the sports stuff. Di Maria is still out there lobbying with the Chilean referee at the break. Marsh should have made sure that we had a Canadian sitting back and following up. Go through the stats here just quickly as we follow along. How cheeky was that play by David? Man, that would have been something. Anyway, 8 shots to 4 is where we wrap up. I'm going to set the clock here, 45 minutes. Bump this forward. And there we go. Possession 60-40. expected goals up to 0.28, so we went up 0.15 on our expected goals. So you'd expect that we have a 50-50 chance of scoring at least one. So we're going to need some magic here, according to expected goals. Lots of passes for them and high accuracy because they've been going around their back line so often. 288 passes to our 178. And both teams pretty efficient, to be fair. 89%, 84%. You will take that. Corners, we do have more corners than they do. Fouls committed 5-3 on us. And really, one shot on target each. They've had 6 shots off target. That's got to be something. So we're still in this. Why is Marsh so hot? Things I didn't expect to have as a question for me to consider is Jesse Marsh's attractiveness. I'm with you, Canada Ball, especially late in the game or late in the half. When take your shot and take your entry. If this was middle of the game and you had your opportunity, maybe something. Vinyl's there with you. Tabernacle, merde. However you want to add it. We can get out the curse. Do we have to limit the curse words because it's in French? It doesn't sound like as aggressive as it could be. Yes, Murray. Good catch. I appreciate that. Other than that one play, and Bombito's had a couple of passes that have been suspect. I don't really have major complaints with how the back line's been playing. Larea had to rescue one. But other than that, you're against Argentina. These guys make fools out of defenses for a living, honestly. So you've got to take what you can get. For me, I'd like to see a little bit more reckless press. And I know that puts us in jeopardy. I know that puts us into trouble. And maybe not for the first 15 minutes of the second half. But if we're still sitting at 65th minute, I'm going to be asking Marsh, to change things up as far as strategy goes and flip to the Canadian jitterbug, where we're just rampage. We don't know whether we're coming or going, and we scramble forward and we scramble back, and it's just an ugly mess. And if they punish us and they score 2 or 3, fine. But I'm with you. The first 20 were impressive, but still, three shots on goal, but not on target. Schaffelberg missing one quasi-decent opportunity. The best chance at the half has to be the one that was on target, right? As Kim said earlier, you got to shoot and get it on target to score. And so you're waiting for that to happen. Other things that I can talk to you guys about as we go forward. If you haven't hit like it, if you're watching this global watch along, hit the like button there, subscribe. It's available there and at the red horde as I try to expand on that one. Hopefully at time I can give it some focus, but the priority for me will always be Wrexham as we prepare for the season there. A little brief chat while we're waiting at the half of the news there. The academy discussion with the high school looks like we got refused category 3 because we didn't have the facilities, so we signed basically an agreement to agree with a local high school, and looks like we might be able to get something going there, and absolutely necessary going forward. But we'll see if that's too little too late. Adam Cruz, no, and you look at the FIFA rankings, by the way, as they go right now. We're the 48th team, 41st ranked team, right now. If we get a win, we'll move up considerably more, because beating the number 1 team, you get a hell of a lot of points. If we lose, I think we'll lose probably about 5 or 6 points. I don't like the FIFA ranking. Because I don't think it's representative of the competition that you play and where you play them. I'll go back to RKO. Are you still here? RKO asked me the question earlier about the U.S. and why they lost out, and I'm going to suggest it shouldn't be necessarily a surprise. Somebody went out, I think it was Ken MNT on Twitter, went out and did some research and said that the United States has never won anything outside of the United States. And I'm just saying these are, I fact-checked these, so they're accurate. You're here. Good. This was what was surprising to me. Since 1990, the United States is 13 wins, 21 draws, and 19 losses on the road. And they're winless against Costa Rica and Mexico in that entire time period. People are talking about this being a golden generation for them, and I don't think that it necessarily is. They play a lot of games in the U.S. Mexico plays a lot of their games and volunteers for them to be in the U.S. because they get more revenue. So they want the revenue. Canada plays Gold Cup tournaments are in the United States. This whole tournament's in the United States. CONCACAF has to go through the U.S. and so it gets to beat up on Montserrat and Barbados and Antigua, Aruba, and those teams. Not to be insulting to anybody from Aruba. Competitive and friendly, 19, 21, and 13, 21, and 19 on the road. And that's because they play like 75% of their games at home. And so when you play at home, you win more games at home, you get a higher ranking. And so I think this tournament, they were looking at it to be something akin to what Canada's used it for, as a stepping stone to get out and get improved international play. If you're... I think Holland and France did us a favor by drawing us in and having games against them. They didn't have to. I think the Netherlands, the fact that it was the 100th anniversary of 100th anniversary, 75th anniversary, whatever. I'm gonna feel bad. I should know this off the top of my head. I think it was 75th from Vimy Ridge, or not Vimy Ridge, D-Day. That's what it was, Normandy. And so the D-Day invasions and all that sort of stuff, 75 years, and so they had their anniversary for it, and that matters. Canada liberated the Dutch, and so that relationship was there. The French bringing us on, we were in the neighborhood. It makes sense, but hopefully more teams other than just Japan. Japan's been the only familiar non-CONCACAF team that has ever welcomed us to play. Now we have reason to do it. So, don't say that out loud, RKO. If you go on Twitter and you look out for U.S. tweeting about firing Berhalter, they're gone mad. The fact they haven't done it by now tells me he's not going anywhere. And so, I think I think they're going to rely on their quality and the fact that the World Cup hosts and be able to bring in some players who might have options to go elsewhere, some young guys, and bring them in. So. I don't know if you have the stats on that, Vinyl, how many B squads he's played out of South America. But yeah, I can't see that you guys firing him again, or firing him at all. And to be fair, as much the accolades, and I think Jesse Marsh has done a fine job, but the accolades for Jesse Marsh have been a little bit inflated, I think. Canada has had an improved team, not a deep team, but we're a top-heavy team that has players that can compete up front. And I put us at the top, if not the top, near or at the top of CONCACAF as far as our players. Because the other consequence of the United States being where its ranking is means their players are more easily able to get European visas and get over there. Canada's just opening that window now, really. It's only our rock star superstars who qualify, right? The Davies, the Buchanans, it's limited. So... yeah, and I get that, Vinyl. I would be frustrated too. I just don't think that the quality of the players is as exceptional as the U.S. thought it was going in. I'm not saying that they're poor. I think that they should have got a better result. I think that they certainly were a team that should have been in the quarters, and who knows what happens from there, right? And they have that level of quality. But for people who are talking about them being able to assert themselves and find their way into the semis and potentially the finals, I was like, slow down a little bit. There were people who were picking them to win it, and I thought that's too far too soon. They were a team that went in World Cup qualifying, qualified for the World Cup on goal differential. Now they probably would have qualified on the playoff round, because I believe if I recall correctly, it was Costa Rica who went that route, and they qualified by eliminating New Zealand off the top of my head. I think it was an Oceania squad, and I'm sure that the US would have beat New Zealand to qualify for the World Cup anyway, but they made it as the fourth best team through. So okay, let's talk about that. This is the best American men's team ever. Based on what? We're basing it on the location on where those players are playing in Europe. I can see that, but I don't know if style-wise, quality-wise, it's better than what was there before. But as far as pedigree and where they're playing, certainly. Your top 5 leagues are smattered with Americans, right? But I don't think as far as on the pitch ability that they're necessarily at that level. Who knows? I mean, you look at Canada just in one competition, hell, in a friendly. Kone managed as a 21-year-old, buried in Watford and quasi struggling. He worked his balls off, but he was not really thriving. He plays one exceptional game against France, and all of a sudden, you're a League One player on a big transfer from Marseille. Yes. That goes to my point. Is they sign them, the coach gets him and goes, so what do I do with this guy? Where am I going to put him? I've been talking about Canadians potentially getting into League One squads, i.e. Wrexham. To be fair, the national team that's there now, the players are probably a level above where Wrexham is. But I could have seen a Wakanola signing for Wrexham before he went to Austria and played in their second division. I could see, Ali Ahmed was a player who I was looking and seeing, is he somebody who could fit into Wrexham, and I just don't think he works. There's another player for Vancouver who maybe is more likely, and I forget his name. It's the Colorado Rapids transfer, but that's because our players can't transfer over for visa reasons and aren't respected because we were outside of the top 50 until last year. And so we will see how it all transpires. But yeah, there's something to be said about playing to be able to get there. You've got to find your right spot. And for the Canadians, they tend to end up going to the Dutch league, to be fair, or the Belgian league, and then working their way up like Tejan Buchanan did into a spot over in Serie A. And now he hasn't got a lot of game time in Inter Milan, and he may take a while with his rehabilitation on his broken leg. But that's the North American curse: is if you shoot too high and take your payday, you're not improving your skills anymore because you're not getting game time. So I would much rather championship, Belgium, Sweden, the Netherlands, those leagues, and look to build up. If you're American, right, RKO? If you're American. Argentina has an MLS player on their team. No, but there are South American teams who have MLS players. There's the Mexican team has MLS players. The U.S. has the MLS and doesn't have any MLS players. Interesting. Canada does, but the majority are MLS players. I didn't count them all up, but I'm curious now that I'm talking about it. Let's just see if I can do that really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of 26 in the MLS. You've got one in Scotland in the Premiership in Johnston, and he's found a role, right? And to be fair, I think Johnston could play Championship. I don't think he could play Premier League, but he could play Championship. But he's nestled into Celtic and he's getting lots of minutes. So you let him there and let him cook. You've got Luke de Fougerolles, who's with Fulham at the Premier League, but not playing. He's had one cap and he's decided to play with us. Probably because he'll never get a look to play for the Three Lions, right? And then you've got Cornelius, who I think is set up nicely up and Malmo, getting some time. You've got Jonathan Davies, who he's going to get time wherever he goes. He's that good. Eustáquio not getting the most minutes in Portugal for Porto. Kone now upgrading to Marseille. And then you've got Jonathan David, who second leading scorer in League One, proved he could hang. And Kyle Larin, who's at Mallorca, who may end up getting out of there. So we'll see. Liam Miller, another player who, interesting to me, and I was really looking forward to watching him because you read all the tweet accounts about him at Preston North End and lots of complimentary stuff about his season that he had for Preston North End. And he didn't look... The pace of the international game looked to be a little bit too much. He's got good passing. His crosses are effective, but he's just not able to get the separation that he needs to, and his play build up down the left-hand side, not as precise as I would necessarily expect or want from him, which is why he was replaced by Schaffelberg, who was all hustle, questionable skill, I would have said at the start, just bust his hump the whole game. But Schaffelberg's proved to be something better than he has. Yeah, and that's what I mean. He could have been. I know that they were talking between him and Miller. The Canadians, when they go over, a lot of them get good reviews. It's very infrequent for them to get a ho-hum report card. But that's because the cost to teams to bring them over, especially now with the elite significant contributing player, you only have 2 foreign spots if you're in League One. Championship, I think it has 4. I'd have to look at that again. 2 in League Two. So you're taking a gamble and bringing them over. Brandon, how are you, buddy? Sorry for not getting back to you. I've been dealing with madness, but I've got a response tonight. I'll put that all together. As we get things ready and I bring my clock up. Argentina from left to right on your computer screen. Canada from right to left in New Jersey. As the boys, les boys, look to get this thing all started. McAllister. The Scottish name with Irish descendants. Born in Argentina. It's a fascinating story, that. McAllister. An early free kick, 40 yards out. Bombito just asserting himself. And every time he touches a player, I hear his social media account going nuts. Don't go and read his ats if you don't want to deal with. Whew, that ball got walked up a whole 7 yards further. That now is into dangers. Tell me that didn't get walked up a whole mile. DePaul there. He's the only player on Argentina that I don't like. But yeah, that got marched up a good 6 yards into dangerous territory. Messi's probably going to look to pass. I can't see him having a crack from there, but we'll see. Lobs it forward, headed down. Out of danger, but still in Argentinian possession. And I never looked up Vancouver. Marsh is livid. We're gonna get a yellow for Jesse Marsh. Might as well get your money's worth now, Jesse, if you're gonna get it. I can't criticize the ref on this on the games as of yet. There hasn't been anything. You want the players to decide the game. That's refereeing in any competition, but especially in football. You don't let the referee take away the outcome or affect the outcome of the game unless it's absolutely necessary to do so. That's my preference. And the Chilean ref has been going with that, and that's the way to go about it. Let the best team win. I get nervous, attempting to resume. It looks like my connection's fine on one side, and I'm just lost it on the lower one. It looks like your device is offline. Please don't do this. You'll have to let me know. I'd love to see the chat get busy once, just to confirm that I'm on. No internet access. We will flop things around and cross my fingers that we're good. I'm going to go to my... Let me know if you're with me still. It looks like I'm back. Well, they are talking transfers. I just missed that in the window. The TSN announcers talking that Cornelius and Bombito are having chats about moves away from Colorado and Malmo. I like Cornelius and Malmo because he's apparently getting time. He's looked solid. Perfect. Kone with it. Canada with control. Nice little play by Kone to get it to Eustachio as he looks up for options and he finds Davies over on the left side. He's got Schaffelberg to his left, towards the middle. Decides to go for the cross. Ride switch over to Larea. Larea, he's not going to get forward, but Alistair in to help. Cross is over. Kyle Larin on the wrong side of the defender, and Eustachio steps in into the box. Pass is too late, and it's intercepted. You've got to be exactly weighted with these, because that soft little ball that went forward, that Argentinian just jumped it on the interception and grabbed it and turned it the other way. It was the right idea, just not enough weight on the pass. RKO, I can't disagree with you. That was the assessment that I had, both with the quality of the players and the issue that they have, and the players going over and playing in the US and not elsewhere, is when you get sheltered, you're sheltered. Steel sharpens steel, And it'll be interesting to see if they don't fire their coach, if that's a mandate that they go forward. Although you can't help, I guess, who the domestic club is that you're with. McAllister gets it controlled and away they go forward. It's just that smart little leave, and all of a sudden they're running 3-on-3. 20 yards out, 18-yard box. Questionably of whether he's offside. Flag doesn't go up. They're looking for the flag. It doesn't go up. And the corner given. I thought that was there. It would have been close, but the flag didn't go. So you leave it as that's DePaul humming and hawing. The one player who gets on my nerves for Argentina. My assistant referee says deserves the flag. As long as the football gods don't end up punishing us for it, I'm not really that bothered by it. Messi, left-footed, in-swinger. Here it comes. Flat ball, and easily headed away by Eustachio. And it's going to be a throw now from 35 yards out. Okay, 27 yards out. Messi with it, right-hand side. Left-footed, step over into the box. Lots of space. Danger. And they tried to get Messi away on the loop. It's not clear, and it's in. Bugger. Hands are up all over the place. I didn't see an offside, although we're screaming for it. And we're pretty livid on this one, but I didn't see it. There is a hint of offside. Let's see it. It's not offside there. Oh, yeah. Even if he didn't touch it, I think he's offside. Did he touch it, or was there enough there to interfere with it? Yeah, that goal won't count. That goal won't count. We go again. I missed it. Brandon, no flop counter, so I've got to make you the assistant referee. The VAR. Is your middle initial A? Because BAR, or BAF. The Brendan assisted replay. No. That's a goal. The Canadian defender who, on the initial play, got drawn into the back line, didn't get back, and I thought that he had. So, unfortunate. 2-0. Bugger. Nice sentiments, exactly. That's like about the worst possible outcome because of the timing of it. Like, even at 1-0, you've still got the opportunity to try to put the pressure on, and they get a little nervous, and we get some chances and all that sort of stuff. Not gonna happen. Yeah. Goal, whatever. Oluwase. Now you got to do some changes, and I think that's the early sub if you're looking to do something. Stir the drink and take Kyle off up front and get somebody up front, because although Oluwase was offside on the one goal that he had, you've got an opportunity to try and... Hi, Alex. Nice to see you. Is pull him in to stir it up front. Kone with the stiff challenge. Going to be a throw-in. I don't know if you saw the replay that I saw on FS1, but the replay, there was a player off of that corner that off the original play was over by the Argentinian defender just standing on the goal line. So, and when the ball was kicked, he was maybe 3 feet off of the goal line. So it was away from the play, but he kept everything onside. And I don't think that there was offsides anywhere else through there, as we've got Kone on the deck. Ali Ahmed going to come in. Interesting. 24-year-old. He came out of nowhere. He didn't play the Dutch game. He didn't play the French game. He didn't play in all of the group games. He comes in against Venezuela. Didn't look bad. Didn't look great. But he was accustomed himself well. And he's getting his play out here. We will see him potentially. I don't think we'll see much of Ahmed in Vancouver, because he's one of their top players, and Vancouver has a League Cup match 3 days after the Wrexham friendly, so we're going to get lots of the B squad, but he might be out there for a bit. Interesting. Ahmed and Miller. I don't think that that's the answer. And if it is Miller, I'd like to see Miller come in for Larea and swap Schaffelberg and Miller, one of them play on the opposite side. And Ahmed in for Kone, I guess, especially because he's down. Yeah, see, I would have left Schaffelberg in. Larea, solid, but he's not creative. He's your neutral guy who will give you your 6.0 as far as performance. He'll never be green and he'll never be red. He'll just steady Eddie as it goes. So Larea comes out, so we swap both sides. So interesting that Kone is going to stay in and Ahmed's going to take up on the right-hand side. As the Nepalese flag out with the Argentinian. Yeah, he was... Yeah, it was... Cornelius didn't get up to keep everybody on side. Poop. Well, the $1 million game is still a backup prize, which isn't a bad... I would have taken that at the start of this. If you would have told me that me to be in a semifinal, losing 2-0 to Argentina and looking at Colombia, or the loser of Colombia or Uruguay in the bronze medal game, I would have taken that just for the ride. I don't want to stick a fork in it. I would like to see us be able to turn it around. I just don't like Jesse Marsh's decisions here. I would have gone with... You have to ask yourself, based on just what you've seen during the tournament, who's stirred the drink the most other than Schaffelberg up front, and it's Oluwase. Scored but was offside, had a couple of other opportunities. I think you have to go and get him. And instead we go with safe. You're down 2-0 and we went safe. But it gives everybody an opportunity to have a look at Liam Miller and see if my criticisms of him are the same, that he's got great passing, like top-level passing. His entries into the box are great when he can get them away, and it's just I don't think he's at the pace to be able to beat defenders. As Kone splits the difference. Confidence to Liam Miller. Pass over to the other side. On the run. A little bit soft on the pass and couldn't lead David enough, and as a consequence the defender got there too close and David didn't have an ability to do anything with that ball. That's the issue there. It was a great pass through that boxes. That's twice now with the angle. One on the pass from the Eustachio. That pass just there, just a little bit soft. Whether that New Jersey turf is a little heavy, I don't know, but it kills the ball, and the Argentinians have been able to intercept or disrupt in plays where just a little bit more weight, we would have had it. Oh, come on, boys. Get one and let's create a mess of this. There's too many smiles and parties and stuff in this pitch. This isn't supposed to be a holiday. It's supposed to be a stressful, heartache-inducing, defibrillator-needing, stressful exercise. I don't want to be the only one who's dealing with any angst. Old curmudgeon that I am. Right-hand side, flipped it forward. This is going to be Ahmed, the young guy from the Whitecaps. Brings it back to safety, and it's going to be Bombito and Cornelia setting it forward from here. All the way back to Poulet. You think that would help us? I probably would have taken that, Kim. The field is slow. I think you may be right. I probably would have taken that at the start of it if you would have said, do you want a fast pitch or a slow pitch? I mean, we have more pace, but I just would have been worried about Argentina and their proficiency being able to dissect us. They've dissected us anyways. Davies turns, hits Liam in the legs, and it's given away. Off of David's shoulder. And still, wow. Like, you gotta... Like, what do you do? 5 passes, ting, 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 and up and out. 2-on-1 now, playing advantage. And they're going to blow it down and bring it back. Oh, they will be. All of the turf fields, and I don't know whether the New Jersey one, maybe that is grass. But they've got to replace everything BC Place. That was the big question as to Vancouver. We weren't originally going to be a host. We got talked into it by FIFA. I don't know what the negotiations were, but we said it's too expensive to put grass into BC Place, and we're not going to do it. And so the options were Edmonton, Montreal, and Toronto, and they ended up deciding that it was going to be Toronto and Vancouver. I'm surprised Edmonton didn't get them given Davies, but it is what it is. And I haven't even looked at the shots. I mean, to be fair, we haven't been up there. So Kyle Lairney's got too early with the ball. Too early with the ball. Too early with the ball. You had to draw in that other defender. Free kick against Ahmed. Kyle Lairn got a little excited, but to be fair, he doesn't have the pace to be able to run and maybe stay away from the defenders chasing him and draw in one more defender. So, too many smiles in this game. Now the other player was shaking hands and they're getting up. I don't like this. And to be fair, maybe Kyle had to get rid of it because it looked like when he picked that ball up, he was at a stop. I can't expect the old man to get the legs going like Ben Johnson. Yeah, I'm talking about Juice. Fought mob stats. Shots are 10-4. Ikes. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. Crepeau. Alvarez looking for the second one. Looked like he was trying to go 5-hole again, too. Cheeky little bugger. Can't do it. Kone with it on the counter up to Ahmed, Ahmed's had lots of opportunities, so good on him for making himself available. Just would like to see a cross and find its way into the box. Kone, direct. He's going to have a crack. That's 3. Do I count that as a shot? I guess I do, even though it's nowhere close. Oof. Does such a thing exist? Better tech for offside and onsides. It's interesting to me, hockey changed its rules because it was getting too fine with like sliver over one way or the other. And so they've added a whole bunch of rules that made it harder to get offside, even with the advent of the tech. So trying to make sure that you include some scoring in football. You don't want every goal taken away. Kone with a bad pass. That one was the wrong angle, so it wasn't the weight on that one. He just gave it away, and that's going to be a free kick the other way. No, it's not. I would have thought that was a foul. I thought he got him on the right ankle, but instead we go soft little touch over to Lairn. It's Kone. Deflection, tries to get it back, dancing around. Can we swarm him? And oh! That was like the perfect player to have right around there in a scramble with David. I thought he could poach it, and here we go. Canada's entering into jitterbug mode. Be afraid of the counter. Yellow. Del Porto is going to flop, and he's going to make a mess out of it anyway. He is the best actor, and he never causes any fouls either. Oh, I'd like to see the angle from behind. Oh, taparoo. I hate the guy. I said earlier, he's the one guy on Argentina that I just can't stand. Yusaku's even telling him, I just only got him this much. So much effort spent on this performance. Like, as far as dedicating yourself to the art and to the craft of performing in football, you have to give this guy an Emmy nomination, or is this an Oscar? Because like this level of performance is impressive. It's impressive. I mean, the pain he must be feeling, you can sense it. Piss off. There we go. Oluwase. You had to do this. I would have done it earlier. I would have done it before I would have swapped the two windows, but I'm fine. Is that 5? Yeah, cap 5 for Oluwase. And there's another player. Where is Oluwase right now? Because he's another player that... I even want to look up what is he with the Timbers? No. Oluwase with Minnesota United. And I wonder when his contract is up. Somebody go to transfer market. Maybe I'll do that here while we're still figuring out everything that's going on. Oluwase. Barely. But he did get... I do think he, like, tapped him. But to end up getting a yellow card on that tap, that's just all exceptional performance. I mean, we can send his performance off to the academy. I'm okay with that. Jonathan Davies, midfield stripe. Come on, lads. Contract expires this year for Oluwase with a club option for a year. Current value 1.5 million. You want a center forward. You want a center forward at Wrexham. Let's watch this guy. We'd have to bust the bank a little bit, I think. And it's probably a risk not that Parky wouldn't go for. Oh, Ahmed trying to flick a shot in, and I think he was going for goal. Crepeau goes out and plays that, thankfully. But Ahmed, I would have liked him look for the players rather than getting it as close to goal as Martinez is a good enough keeper. He's just going to come up and rescue that. As there's Miller, and that's the problem. It just runs the same script. No, there's no foul on that. The ball was away. He made contact, more contact than the Del Porto decision, but it's still, just because that was a bad call doesn't make that one a call. It was a tough tackle, but the ball was away. Davies is putting on a bit of a show here. I mean, maybe we should get a yellow. Ball away, and yeah, he just rolled him over top. That's fine. That's fine. Tender, sure. I mean, unless he did something structurally on the plant foot there. Or he's just saying, hey, the performances are what are getting yellow cards, so maybe... You think... I'd like to see it again, because I thought he got both feet down fine and just stepped over top of him. But Oluwase, I mean, 1.5 million on transfer market, so that would be just below Ogonkwo, but higher than anybody else on Wrexham's lineup. He's a guy who's now surpassed the need that I don't even think he needs permission. I think he will get a visa without having to be one of the two exemptions, because he's had enough game time and game minutes and appearances that he would automatically qualify. So he could go wherever as long as somebody was willing to pay Minnesota United the money and they were happy to take it. So, assuming you want to pay the transfer money, and assuming that he's got it, where does he fit? Is Oluwase somebody who should be playing League One, or should he be playing Championship, or does he go somewhere else? And would you want him in his style? Because I don't think he's a Palmer type setup guy. I think he's something we haven't had. He's a pacey. Well, he's kind of like a Mullen, but more pace. And I haven't really seen him score other than that one that where he's offside. To have an opinion one way or the other, but somebody to keep an eye on anyway, who's looking to probably make a move over to Europe at the lower divisions. He's got the trust of Jesse Marsh, and whether. Lots of English, not too convinced with him with his performance with Leeds, but worth a phone call anyway. Davies is still struggling. Yeah, he's taking the boot off. He knows he's done. It's interesting to me. I'd like to see the replay. Kim was probably right. I'll give it to her as she normally is, to be fair. I thought this was performance because I thought that his foot... See, he's grabbing his right foot there. He was taking his boot off of his left. And I thought if he hurt himself at all, it was on his plant foot between the legs, and it wasn't because of the contact. It was the trying to avoid right plant foot. And so now the problem is does that mean Kamal Miller's coming in? Because if I was Argentina, I'd just be coming down the right side the whole time now. Our left, their right. Because I like you, Kamal, but you just can't. You can't pace up. Osorio coming in to fill, and I guess that's what you have to do. Bring Osorio. Well, Larrea's off. I was going to say Larrea can play left back, but you've substituted him off already. So I guess does that mean you're moving Osorio in? I'm going to suggest, and you can yell at me if you wish, but for Davies, I'm going to suggest that this was not a good tournament. Alfonso hasn't been in the mix. The first couple of games, him and Liam Miller weren't connecting. The second couple of games, I think he was trying too much. Now he's going off with the injury. Which is unfortunate, but not a good tournament for Alfonso. But we'll get exciting here for the next 20 minutes as it becomes kitchen sink time. You just got to throw everything at the wall, hope something sticks, and get. Is he gonna play? Eustachio given the armband, so that probably means he's coming off. DePaul over there. Get away. So Osorio. That's how bad our back line is, though, to be fair, with the depth. If you're a young Canadian looking to build up through the ranks, my advice, play on the back line. There's opportunities for you. So Osorio comes in. I don't know if he's going to move into the midfield and move somebody back, or if we're going to play three in the back. Oh, Chouanier comes in. Haven't seen him. Fourth cap ever if he's in. Chouanier is running through the middle there. So it looks like, are we going three in the back now? Chouanier. You know what? If you had to bring a defender in, why not bring in De Fougerolles? 18-year-old. Although he has the curse of not having played a lot, but we're into the B squad now. Miracles happen in sport every day. Well, not every day. Every year. Okay, once a decade. But whatever. Maybe we can have one. Come back with the B squad with your captain out. And your leading scorer all time being substituted in for a whole bunch of young guys. Maybe that's the magic to success. Put in a bunch of 24-year-old kids who got no fear and they just kick about and have a shot. Chouanier. Push to the ground, earns a free kick. Eustachio out for Chouanier. Didn't expect I'd be saying that today. I thought Eustachio would play the whole thing as Chouanier. Nice little touch. Gets it forward. Nothing given. That was an easy fall. And then Chouanier gives a push in the back. The referee, I thought Chouanier was going to get aggressively over top and went in there running until it was going to be something. Oh. Is it DePaul again? Oh, you poor guy. As he's smiling there for his performance. You got to keep character, man. Don't break the wall. If you're going to put in a performance, you commit until you stand up. Well, the referee actually saying that should have been a free kick. Not the Chouanier, but the one against, and as I see it on replay in slow motion, I thought that he got ball and it was just a tackle and forceful and it was fine. But they ended up saying no. Where does DePaul play domestically? Because whoever that is, I can't watch their games. I just have to make sure that I avoid it because I go absolutely nuts. Atletico Madrid in La Liga, are ya? I'm not watching any La Liga football involving Madrid then. Oh, nice little pass, just a little bit too high. If that was a foot and a half down low, it had that angle and the force that it just could have walked right in. Kitchen sink, 3 in the back. Everybody moving forward. Schwanier leading the charge in the middle of the pitch. Oh, man, if I said this is where we would have been, I thought I'd be a lot more upset, but I'm also just ecstatic to be watching Canada in the freaking semifinal of the Copa America. Losses and wins and the losses. Little mass scramble as the ball's bouncing around in the legs of the players, and it comes back, and we end up moving it forward. There's Schwanier kids everywhere. Bombito. Liam Miller's over on the right. Schwanier through the middle, looking, searching. Interesting. Didn't go. I thought he'd go wide and go safe. He goes to Oluwase instead of down the right hand side, and it comes free. And Oluwase is right there. Oh, missed on the shot across. Liam Miller. No, gets it wide. Can't get it. Scramble, scramble, scramble. Somebody find a boot and put it through the ball. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Find the ball. Pitter patter. Put your boot through the thing. Oh, sorry, the professional thing to say. Too many touches in the box. Yeah, lace it. But you score one, and all of a sudden the scoreline changes as Kone dancing. Still some confidence. Nice little dance into the middle. Touchdown. Oluwase couldn't keep it, though. That first touch just heavy enough to allow the defender to clear it. Liam Miller on the opposite side that he normally plays leads it forward. Alistair Johnston all the way back up from the center backs, adding support. Miller. Because we've got Ahmed now on the left. We've inverted our wingers. Osario. Kone. 20 yards out, looking for Ahmed. Finds him. No! 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 Oh, that flop. There was no push. There was no push. He just goes to ground, handballs, and all of a sudden it's a foul the other way. He was going over. Gave us a yellow card? That would have changed everything. Not on those soft ones, though, Kim. Not on the soft ones. He hasn't given a soft push on the back like that. There's been enough, well, especially the first half. There we go. I got burnt by Kim. Done. Well done. My applause to you. You got me. I was like, Kim, what are you talking about? You jerk. You got me. I'm trying to... Like, I'd like to see that again at full speed, because on the replay, it's tough to find out where he actually started to do the lean, right? But from my eyes, biased and red tinted as they are, he was already going down. The hand goes on the back. He goes over, and he puts his hand on the ball. It's the Richie Larea school of football where you always grab the ball after you've been fouled to force the referee to make the decision of calling the handball or the foul against the other side. And it's easy to call the foul against the other side. But that wasn't him grabbing the ball. See, we're a collection of brilliance on this channel. That's what the Red Horde is really about. Well, that would have changed things. DePaul. Oh! Kone gets the yellow there. I love that. I love it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. DePaul, you got to stop the flopping. And so I'm okay with that. He gives him the boot, and no reaction from Kone. Kone won't ever react. I mean, he scored the penalty and he was cool as a cucumber. But Marsh has a yellow. Here you go. You got the push in the back here. He goes down like he was shot. Rolling around on the ground, so he goes up and gives him the fuck off boot. And intentional. Lined up and directed it right at him. Intentional. And I want to see the reaction shot. Jesse Marsh just with the giggles. He can't do anything. Oh, he had a yellow from a while ago. That wasn't a new yellow. So he'd already had the yellow. So that's Kone sending the message. Yeah, it is. No, it's a Chilean ref. Yeah, no, I forget his name off the top of my head. He's Chilean. Oh, so is that a free kick? An issue that you don't have in English football. The big stadium score clock just got booted and it goes down, so it's going to have to probably go back and just redo it again. Oh, it didn't hit the scoreboard. It hit the drone camera over top. I don't think I've ever seen that, actually. Well, the inverse has happened. No, to be fair, he's all the way through. I don't have any complaints. That handball was missed. But everything else, he had to give Kone a yellow there. That was deserved. I like it. And I haven't put up the Canadian roster. It's been running this Argentinian one. Maybe that's the reason. Oh, wrong one. That's Chile. That's been the problem. I've been running the Argentinian one, not the Canadian one. You guys should have told me. See, Luke would have been a fun one. He's only had one cap. To get him out, maybe he plays in the that's what you can do with the extra match. The extra match, yes, it means $1 million and you want to go for it, but you can give some caps to some people as well. Get them some experience and see what you got in a competitive match against a top-level squad. Why not? Stir it up. Kamal goes in at center back, sees if he can provide something more than he's provided in the past. Kyle Laren's still out there. Yeah, I can't complain about the officiating in this one, especially if you compare it to the other stuff that's been happening in the Copa America. He missed a call. It could have changed it to 2-1. Do I think it would have... I mean, if we scored it, maybe, who knows? We'll talk about it if Canada can score one here in the next 9 minutes as to whether that was a defining moment. Ahmed with it. I've just resigned to myself. Whoop. Too fancy for his own damn good. Bang it off of him. Tried. They're good. Like, the defender just standing, and he knows that it's going to come back, and so he jumps out of the way, and he has another defender there to support him, and away they go. One shot on target isn't going to do it, and that's not the referee. Oluwase. The hustle. I'd love to see that actually at the race course. Never happened. I know. I know. And if you are enjoying this and you're not normally from the Wrexham crew that's here, by all means, join the Red Horde, hit the subscribe button while you're at it, and come and join us when the season kicks off. And the preseason matches, Chelsea, Bournemouth. I won't be doing the Whitecaps match. And if anybody's watching this and you want to take this over so that you can do the Vancouver match, we should chat, because it won't be Brendan. Brendan's going to be there with me. It won't be me, because I'll be in the stadium screaming and singing. But somebody who wants to do it. Yes, please, Brendan. But who do you have as a hold-up? I actually think Marriott, the injury to Mullins, we're going to see more Marriott, and I'm okay with that. I'm probably in the minority. Not enough pace on that. No, but I think that they should. I think you're given two elite, significant contribution players that you can add to your roster every year, and then eventually you can sell them if they become somebody. You can play them. It's an asset. And so get the contract and bring somebody over. Whether you take a flyer on a lower division CPL player that you found, or whether you want to bring somebody in like Oluwase and pay the money. Bring them in and have a crack at them and show that they can play at the level. But Parky won't. Parky, I don't think, won't. I'm with you, Kim. Chouinier's been all right. I like Oluwase. I've wanted him from the start. Chouanier. Oh, that's Osorio. Ahmed, nice little touch. Miller, far post. Oluwase. Can't keep it in. Oh, that's Kyle Aaron. Yeah, that's me. And I don't even know. I've spent, I don't know, 5-6 hours trying to find who hold up players who can play that position would be. And I just don't have them. And so it's either Parky's got to adjust his style when hell freezes over, or we find somebody. Ooh, the solar plexus. And I've been complimenting Liam Miller for his passing, and that one was a little bit too deep. But normally he's there. When he has the space and he has the time, you get it in. Saturday night, it sounds like we'll be back. That's got to be a free kick coming the other way. Clipped him in the heels. Pulled the Ruby slipper special. We're not in a playoff run for promotion. We're mid-table right now. We're mid-table. We have a good squad. We have a good squad. But, I mean, Birmingham, Rotherham, they've thrown a lot at it. Stockport's thrown a lot of cash at it this year, which I'm surprised they've elected to throw that much cash at it. I thought that they, of any team, would want to consolidate. Because Stockport isn't set up to survive the championship. And so what's the point right now, unless you want to punish yourself as an owner? You got to build the squad up for a couple of years and then make your push when you've got an opportunity to actually do damage and make a run. Because just going up and sitting in there is purgatory. It's purgatory. Oluwase, his motor never ends. And he turns it over. Liam Miller going to have a crack. We've scored like 3 field goals. For those of you who don't follow gridiron football, that's 3 points each. So it's really 9-2. Actually, Argentina had 1, so it's 9-5. We win. It's played in an NFL stadium today. That's Liam Miller, though. I like him. I do. As a person, as a player, I just think he's got to adjust to the pace of the game at this level. And it's amazing to me how some players can do that and they enter it so seamlessly. And some just struggle when that pace gets up that next level. Turnover, Osorio saves it, gets it back to Ahmed. And Ahmed's had himself a nice little play. Osorio down. Ahmed takes a push. He's going to dance. He's pulling the... Tough to dance, these defenders. Chouanier, no fear. Pulls it. Play on. Kone. He let off on that ball. I don't know if he didn't know the defender was there or what was up. Is we are throwing the kitchen sink at it. Chase everything. Every ball. Run from all angles. Hard tackles everywhere. I'm not so fussed about the players that we lost. I don't think that Tozer and Young were going to be influential in keeping us through the push. Leadership role was going to take a step back, but on the pitch, Dobson's player of the year a couple of years ago. He's going to be a force in the midfield. I'm going to be interested to see what we do with Evans, and by that also TOC on the left hand side. I'd like to see a formation change. I think that our roster as it sits requires it, but that'll never happen because George Evans or Dobson, I don't know who goes there. You're not a Lee cover. I don't know who that is. The only one that we've been talking about is Humphreys, and I'm not that interested. There's an opportunity. Oluwase stopped by Martinez. Pump up the crowd. Pump it up. Oluwase just needed to get a little bit more lift off of that one. Too close to the ground. Was Martinez going down on the pass here? He's diving across. No, he just dove to make the stop. Oluwase probably didn't get as much as he wanted on it. Got a leg on it, landed in his lap. I'll make Matt go nuts on the racecourse ramble. I'll start posting tweets all non-stop about Oluwase. No quality. There's an Osorio header! Just missed wide. Oh my god. Oluwase. Say it again, Kim. He's there though. Like this kid, I do like him. To be fair, hadn't heard much about him. Plays for Minnesota United, which is like MLS purgatory. It's like any professional team purgatory. If you're playing for the Wild in the NHL or the Timberwolves or okay, not the Vikings. The Vikings are awesome. Let's set them aside. But Minnesota is typically professional sports team purgatory in North America. Nobody wants to play there in 40 below, even if you've got a covered stadium. And so you're not really in a hotbed of the mecca of sport. And so I'd never heard of the kid. Only 4 minutes of added time. Just the Davies thing alone. Just the not Del Poro. I should know the guy's name if I hate him. I've just purged it from my memory. I wanted to say Del Porto, but it's DePaul. Even DePaul's performances were 4 minutes in duration. Were they not? Saturday night. I don't even know where the third place game is. Where's Canada flying to unless all of a sudden there's a miracle and they put something amazing here. Is it going up for a goal kick? DePaul. I don't want him to do anything. Don't hit the score sheet. It holds the ball, has a smile. Give him a yellow. Charlotte, North Carolina. Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm pretty sure I'm free on the weekend here. We'll see what I can do and get done. Hopefully my internet doesn't crap out. And thank you to you guys for hanging out and holding on to this one. Waters, I hadn't heard of, has actually gone anywhere yet, but him and Bickerstaff, Dalby, but they'll all find a place to go. The players that we lost, Tozer, Young, and Hayden. But our back line then, what is our back line? Is Brunt, Lewis, is he taking over for TOC on that left side? And then that leaves EOC in the middle and Max over on the right. And then where do you put TOC? Does he eke his way up into the midfield, recognizing he's got to probably play that one position? You're going to have Lee up front stirring the drink, Cannon over on the right side, Lee on the left, and then you have your defensive midfielder of those three in the middle. Some people have been asking McLean to come over to the midfield, and I think he's filler. I don't think he camps out there. Championship would boggle my mind. League 2 and National League maybe. If somebody from the championship took Billy Waters, I'd stop giving an opinion on anything because I'd be so freaking wrong. This one for Canada, as the timeline's down, still happy that we're here. I mean, I was hoping that wasn't going to be my takeaway at the end of the day, is to end up saying I was happy to have made it this far. I don't need to listen to the broadcasters anymore. I wanted to be able to say we shocked the world and all that sort of stuff, but reality is what reality is. They're the world champs and the Copa America defending champs, and they're going to another final, number one team, and they've only lost twice in the last 3 years. Would have wanted maybe it could have been 2-1, maybe, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I don't think that we did enough to win the match, and that's really all that matters. So where do we go from here? We get Colombia or Uruguay, the loser of still a very difficult match. Another one that I think that's the top end of our range. I do think that we have a chance in that match, and I'd like to see us assert ourselves well. But on the other hand, I'm like, you look at this lineup. Chaudière looked good. Do you start him? Why not? There's nothing in this except for the $1 million for Canada Soccer. And so I'm also curious what Jesse Marsh does based on his employers are Canada Soccer. They're going to be screaming for the money and wanting us to put the best roster out there, lineup we can put out there. But also giving his players some time. Looking, the World Cup's coming. We're hosting. We're into it. Giving us an opportunity to push forward. It'll be fun to see. I don't know what's going to happen here with me. I've got videos that have been canned and cooked and prepared and not sent, and I've got a whole bunch of prep stuff ready for the season that's coming. And I've got the house coming back, and the car was rear-ended into, and in a hit and run. It was parked. I shouldn't say rear-ended like we were in it. Nobody was hurt. RKO, if you're not on Twitter, your opinion is way more valid than probably 90% of the ones that I've seen commenting. So by all means, jump on that and start following along. Once your feed hits all the Wrexham stuff, you're going to get all of your business. Josh over at the Local Pundit also has a Discord. I believe that it's something that we're looking into on our end. I just haven't had a chance to do it, but mostly just to communicate within ourselves a little bit in between game time, because for the community. It is always something with me, and I'm tired of it. I'm exhausted. I spent like, you want to know how bad my life is because you can't draft this stuff. I spent my whole day on Monday setting up our place that has just been rebuilt 2 years post-fire. Go through the deficiencies. Everything's there. Okay, we can fix that. That's fine. We'll do all this. Sure, that's great. Walk away from it. Come on home. I'm sending off the emails for it this morning, and then I get a phone call. While installing the fiber optics network, the telephone internet providers hit a freaking water pipe outside of our unit and caused a flood. Like, that's my life. I mean, you can't script it. It's just crap that happens. Fly safe, Brendan, is all I'm saying. Now I feel like voodoo for putting that out there. It's just madness. Adult content. Fair enough, RKO. It definitely is full of adult content. The other option for you is Red Passion. But yep, that's me. So smudge if you smudge, pray if you pray. If you've got pins in a voodoo doll for whatever reason, yank those out because I don't need them. I've learned my lesson, whatever that lesson was supposed to be. And that's where it's at. This was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next one. I think I can do the Saturday one. I will find out, and hopefully well in advance, and I don't lose the internet in going through it. Canada is what it is, and we're not a number one team in the world yet, but we're climbing the ladder, and we just need more depth, and hopefully platforms like this will get kids watching, and we're going to be into this for an extended run, because I would seriously enjoy that as we look to cement ourselves in the top 50 so that players can get over. I don't got much more for you. 7 o'clock, I'm going to eat some food, put the kids to bed, and do some work, and that's going to be my day. Much fun, much happiness. Best wishes to everybody. We are, August 9 is the kickoff. We're waiting on the jerseys. Yeah, for sure, Brendan. We got the jerseys, which are, there's rumors, websites have been changing things and whatever. Hopefully we hear that soon. Like within the next couple of days. They're going to have to sell them. Like, how are we going to get a kit over in the next 3 weeks before the Vancouver matches? But I guess we'll all be wearing old stuff, or Brendan maybe will have something special. Hint, hint. See, 27th, if you are coming to Vancouver for the Wrexham stuff, Rex Coast 24 on Facebook. There's a whole bunch of people there. The Pint on Saturday before the match. the Welsh Hall, Cambrian Hall, just outside of downtown on the night before, and I've heard a rumor that there's potentially something cooking for Thursday night. I'll wait for, and that may be organized by Wrexhamites. I've given some hints as to where they could possibly do it, and if they decide on one of those locations or something else, there may be something for the Thursday evening as well. And then Saturday evening after the match, the fireworks are going off. The UK doing the fireworks celebration of light at English Beach on the west side. I've heard rumors of going back to the yellow and green of old. Bold. I've heard rumors of a unique black, different from the other one. I just want to see what they are. Like, let's get them cooking. For Canada, Saturday. For Wrexham, I'm still doing my thing, and hopefully finding the time. And it's just mad chaos. I'm trying to get rid of all of the other stuff in my life so that I can focus on the things I need to focus on, which is Wrexham, because that's where I get my joy. And you guys. So thanks for that. We will be here Saturday, 95% likelihood. We'll go with that. And yeah, Canada loses 2-0. Kind of to be expected. We'll see Saturday.